Are you sick and tired of gambling your hard-earned money on Madden and 2K packs? Well, look no further than my sponsor, MMOEXP, for the cheapest and most reliable Madden and 2K coins on the market. And of course, do not forget to use code Ferdy for 5% off. A link for their website is at the top of the description. What's going on, guys? Today we are updating the quarterback tier list. And it wasn't until just recently when we kind of got a bunch of super top tier guys. And there's, some new names on here like John Elway, Bernie's on here, Bert's on here now. Who else? Matt Stafford's down here, the Matthew Berry, Patrick Mahomes, the 90 overall Justin Fields, most feared Kyler Murray. It's definitely been a minute since the last, quarterback tier list update. But it wasn't until just recently when we kind of started to get a lot more of these top tier quarterbacks like, a Jay Cutler, a Justin Fields, Mike Vick, a RGIII, Aaron Rodgers. So those are the cards we're going to talk about today. Let's get started with the record breaker, Justin Fields. So yeah, Justin Fields with the 93 speed, 91 acceleration, even does hit all three thresholds for accuracy. Throwing to pressure is under 90, which could be a problem. And also, if we go down here to this trait right here, sense pressure, you guys can't see it, but it is on paranoid, which could be an issue. And also the fact that the card cannot even get fearless is also going to be a problem. And the reason why I'm going to be putting him under guys like RG and Mike Vick is because he doesn't even have the option to get a fearless. Not only is he underneath that threshold, there's not even an option to give it to him. And yeah, Fields has the same release as RG and Mike Vick. So very similar cards. Fields a little bit more expensive. Once his Redux does come out, he should probably get down to where those guys are, like 350, almost 400. So definitely do expect that. But we're going to be throwing Justin Fields up here at A tier. No surprise, the card does play very, very well. So next man up is another Bears legend, and that is 93 Jay Cutler, a card that was 100% overlooked in my opinion, but a really, really good card and a really fun card to use. He hits all the thresholds that you would kind of want for a pocket passer. Can also move around a little bit. His release felt pretty solid to me, and you also can run the Gunslinger and Fearless combo, or you can go, Set Feet and Fearless combo for 6 AP, or you can go with the Set Feet and Gunslinger for just 4 AP, and then you can also throw that Fearless on top if you want to kind of get everything on the card. Or what you could do is, yeah, it's 6. It's still 8 AP no matter how you slice it, really. I'm trying to do the math here, but yeah, Gunslinger, Set Feet on Jay Cutler with the crazy throw power, good thresholds. This card, like I said, definitely a little bit overlooked. Definitely does play super well. We're going to be throwing him up here at A tier in front of Justin Fields. And this is kind of the first example of, play style, because people, have different play styles. People have different playbooks. If you're someone that runs a lot of read options, speed options, likes running with your quarterback on like design QB runs, Justin Fields is obviously going to be higher on your list. I think, there's pocket passing guys, there's kind of guys in the middle, and that's why I like guys like, guys we'll talk about in a little bit that can kind of do a little bit of everything. But yeah, Justin Fields, if he had maybe like a gunslinger, maybe it was like a pass lead instead of a set feet, which I do like a little bit more, he might be above Jay Cutler because he probably would be at his pocket passing level. But yeah, for now I'm going to put Jay Cutler in front of Justin Fields. So next man up is, of course, Jet legend Geno Smith with the 89 speed, 91 acceleration. All these thresholds that he hits are perfect. 90, 90, 90s across the board. As a ball carrier, I guess the carrying could be a little bit better. And also the release, it could be a little bit better as well. Gen 2 is kind of towards the bottom half of the release spectrum. But the abilities that this card's able to get, pretty solid. He's obviously not out in game yet, but you have a pretty good idea of how these cards are going to play. I'm definitely going to do a gameplay. Definitely gonna do a gameplay on this Geno Smith card whenever he does become available. But yeah, Fearless, Set Feet, Conductor. If I were you, I'd probably, honestly, Protected isn't bad. I was thinking back to the McNair gameplay, and that was the only time I used Protected, and that was the only video where I was consistently throwing cover 3 bombs and throwing beaters, and that was only because I had enough time. I honestly might try Protected in that Geno Smith gameplay just to kind of see what it's like again. But Set Feet, Fearless, Conductor, all pretty cheap. So 6 AP if you want to go Fearless, Set Feet, which is actually the same as McNair gets it as well. So Geno Smith's card reminds me a lot of the Steve McNair, a field general that can move a little bit. So the only thing that's kind of keeping Geno from being next to McNair, the next card that we're going to talk about, is maybe the release and maybe the ball carrier stats. But I'm going to throw Geno right underneath Josh Allen at A tier. And yeah, you see here is Steve McNair with the 88 speed, 87 acceleration. Speed-wise and acceleration-wise, he's not as great as Geno. But if we head down here, same sense pressure, but a better release in Gen 3, which I do like. And a lot of quarterbacks, again, this year have Gen 3, RG, Vick, Justin Fields, all these guys, again, have Gen 3. But yeah, good throw power. Accuracy stats are actually not as good on McNair because he doesn't have over 90 short accuracy, but the ball carrier stats are super nice. And the abilities, does get his special Bazooka X Factor. This is actually, I think it might be the only card that gets 2 X Factors. Bazooka for 1 AP is honestly not that bad. And like I said, thinking back to this guy's gameplay, I had Bazooka on, we had Protected, and I was running Set Feet for 5 AP setup, which is really nice. Obviously, you could go Fearless Set Feet for just 4 AP, which is really good too. Yeah, I mean, yeah, this team McNair I do think is a little bit better than Geno Smith. And it's not, I mean, they're the same overall, but it's just because Geno came out, you know, I mean, McNair's like, was like an AKA card, and usually they get more premier abilities, some more top tier abilities, and special X Factors and stuff. So, that's really the only thing really setting these 2 cards apart. And I think Josh Allen's like a happy medium between the 2, because he gets decent abilities with, you know, good stats as well. So, I'm pretty happy with this. So, we're going to throw Steve McNair at a mid to lowish A tier. So next up we have Jimmy G, a card that not only I overlooked, but I feel like a lot of people did overlook. This card is actually really good. Believe it or not, he's really good. And I actually forgot about Madden 21 Flashback Jimmy Garoppolo, a card that I ran for too long personally because I loved his release. His release is obviously different now, but he has Slinger 4, which you guys can't see, but it's Slinger 4, and you see right here, Slinger 4 is the top 3 release right now in this game. It is, and Slinger releases always just feel better than Gen releases or traditional releases for whatever reason, but, you know, great accuracy stats. Throw under pressure, I would probably try to get a strat card there. I would probably try to, but the abilities can actually cover it up, and I love this setup right here. Set Feet, Fearless, and Protected. This setup right here, it makes you, if you're good from the pocket, and even this card has speed where if you need to improvise, you definitely can do that. But this setup right here is really good, and I'm really considering trying out this Jimmy G card. I didn't even try him out because I simply overlooked him. I watch him gameplay. You know, I usually, if I don't review a card, I usually watch him gameplay on them. And he looks good, man. And I immediately remembered the Madden 21 Jimmy Garoppolo card. And this card looks to actually have better stats than whatever that card had. So, I might give this guy a try, man. If you've been using Jimmy G, let me know how you like him. But I think Jimmy definitely needs some respect. I'm going to put him towards the top of A tier. A really, really solid card. Really solid for you pocket passers out there. Okay, so next man up is now Steve Young, 93 overall all Madden with the 89 speed, 89 acceleration. Stat-wise, this card is beautiful even as a ball carrier. This card is actually really nice. So if you aren't used to using lefties, my whole spiel with lefties is that if you're going to be switching from a righty to a lefty, it does take a little bit of time to get used to. So if you are going to be trying out Steve Young or trying out a card like Vick, give it some time. There is some slight differences, but I really do like his abilities. I like the fact that you can go pass lead or gunslinger. If you feel like the release is okay, you can go pass lead or fearless. I think in his gameplay, I ran gunslinger pass lead. I believe that's what I ran, and the card played really good. He played really well for me. I was kind of used to using lefties. I was using Vick before. I think I used this card because did he come out before or after? Definitely before RG. Okay, so yeah, I switched to RG after I think I sold back this Steve Young card, but I was used to using Vick, so the gameplay went pretty well for us. But as a ball carrier, he's really good. I do like Steve Young, but as far as the Niners quarterbacks, is he even the best right now? I don't know. I think I might still go Jimmy G. I really like that Jimmy G card, ability wise, stat wise, speed wise. Just a really good card. I'm gonna leave Jimmy G in front of Steve Young, even though the Steve Young card is actually really good and really fun to use. Okay, so now let's get into some more heavy hitters here. We have Harvest RG3 to get us started, and I was really debating where I was going to put these cards because they're really good. I like, 2 AP Gunslinger, the Fearless. So what I like right now is how guys like Vick and guys like RG, if this is your play style, being a runner, running speed, read options, like I said with the Justin Fields card, I like how they have pocket passer abilities. That's why I like these cards, because say you are a pocket passer, you can run Gunslinger Fearless on RG and still feel good from the pocket, but then you also have elite running stats with, 93 speed, 95 acceleration, good juke, all that good stuff. Also decent. I mean, it's decent from the pocket, only missing 1 threshold, good throw under pressure. Sense pressure is ideal. Gen 3 release with the Gunslinger does feel pretty good. So I do like RG a lot. And I was debating where I was going to put these cards. Should they be S tier? Should they be high A tier? And I came to the conclusion I'm going to put them at high A tier. If being the mobile, the mobile QB run scheme is your offense, these guys are more in S tier for you, then, run them, obviously, Vick and RG. But, yeah, I don't know if they're at that level of an Elway, so that's why I have to put them down at A tier. So now we have, of course, Mike Vick, very similar to RG. RG and Vick are basically the same. Like for Vick's price right now, it should be about like 800K, right? It's still almost $1 million. Damn, I do. That's crazy. That's crazy for Vick. I don't think Mike Vick is 600K or 550K better than RG3. That's all I'm gonna say there. But yeah, Gen 3 release. The abilities on Vick are pretty good, actually. You know, the gunslinger, fearless, pass lead. They could be a little bit better, though. They definitely could be. The one thing I probably would have liked is if he was able to get like a set feat in here. That would be nice. Maybe like a cheap set feat. So you like have to pick between how you want to use this card. So gunslinger, pass lead, 3 AP is good. And then it also opens up, you know, other abilities on your offense. So, you know, Mike Vick and RG, I would say, are pretty much equals as far as how they play. The one knock on Vick is the fact he's a lefty, and like I said, a lot of people just aren't used to lefties. And still in this game, it isn't talked about as much this year because not many people are really using escape artists that way. But still, with lefty quarterbacks, if you want to roll right, there still is that hitch. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, just try out a lefty quarterback and roll right, and it's just ugly. It feels wrong compared to what it feels like when a righty rolls left. So feel that out. That's the reason why I'm probably gonna put, you know, RG in front of Mike Vick here. There's just a lot kind of going against Vick, and RG I think just feels super clean as a card. The abilities feel good. The card just feels super nice. So I'm gonna put RG in front of Mike. And of course, finally, last but not least, we have Aaron Rodgers. This card actually has pretty better speed than what I thought he was going to have, so pretty solid there. Accuracy stats, perfect across the board. And of course, Slinger 1 release, the best release in this game right now. It also does have abilities that are pretty good. So what you're going to want to do here is if you go 7 feet, Hot Route Master, and Fearless, that's an 8 AP setup. And if you're running apprentices, that's not a big deal for you. Like 8 AP there is not a big deal with the quarterback with the best release in the game. Add in the throwing velocity, add in the corner routes, you know, the whatever route you need, corner routes, C routes, no matter where a receiver is, from the tight end, the running back, it's Texas routes now. It makes you pretty nasty with Hot Route Master. If you have like short ends to pair with that, you know, Steve Smiths or Cooper Kupp's, you become pretty deadly out there, just picking people apart. And Slinger 1 is, people say, oh, Slinger 1 isn't even that, dude, Slinger 1 is ridiculous. Like, it is, it just feels different. So Rodgers, I do think Rodgers is S tier. Is he better than Elway? If coins didn't matter, no, but coins do matter, you know, and Elway is ridiculously priced still. So I think I would really go Rodgers over Elway when you're kind of talking about the coins, you know what I mean? I think that one's pretty obvious, but I do think Rodgers is S tier. He's not that much worse than John Elway. So that is today's quarterback tier list. Let me know down below what you would change. Did I miss anyone? Let me know down in the comment section. And as always, I will see you boys in the next one.